Hey, this is Mike at Houston Pest Control. I want to show you, we're going to do a bee removal in the subfloor of a bank-owned house that's been banded for a long time. So as you can see, they're right in the subfloor, which is very common, which is in between the first and second floor. So like if you have bees that are going in, if you have a second story and they're going in like right above the first floor, they're more likely 95% of the time they're in the subfloor, which will be right here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to cut open the ceiling, get all the brood out. Now we're at the end of the season, so it's going to be very difficult to keep these guys alive because there's hardly any pollen. As you can see, we have our buddies right there that have been they like the honey in there just like you do. So these guys are a little aggressive. They're coming after me a little bit, but I'm going to try to get them out of here and put them in a box and everything. The problem is, like I said, there's hardly any pollen this time of year, even though we're in Texas and it's kind of bipolar weather. So I'll probably feed them some sugar water and stuff like that, just to kind of keep them going, boosting, try to get as much of the honeycomb as possible. Because what bees do is they actually make honey throughout the season, and they live on that during the winter time. So they kind of go, they're not dormant where the people think they go to sleep and stuff, or they leave. That's a myth. No, they don't. They actually go into the hive and they feed on the actual honeycomb the honey that they built, and they build more than they need. So that's why we could harvest their honey. Now they do slow down production, not like in the summer months or the spring months where they actually produce a lot of workers. They don't. It produces many workers. So as you can see, the roaches are coming out. So I kind of sprayed a little bit of this natural stuff, Honey Be Gone, to kind of chase them a little bit towards the actual hive. Because when I use it when I vacuum the bees out, if they're in the space and I want to get as many as I can, I'll spray it in the bag. It's like a essential oil, and it chases them towards the front. That way I can get as many workers as possible. Very critical this time of year to get as many bees as possible. So once again, this is Mike with Houston Pest Control. We do commercial and residential bee removal. We do other services too. We're a full-blown pest control company, so we are licensed and insured. We don't just do this as a hobby. And on that note, you have to be careful if you're going to be doing bee removal with companies that are just hobbyists, because there's a difference between bee removal and beekeeping per se. I'm both. I have over 45 hives. This girl is like after me. So we are very experienced at taking bee hives out of structures. So that's a big difference whenever you're looking at companies. We have a lot of carpentry experience, and also we give long warranties with our removals. Now that's something that you got to think about. Just because you pay somebody, a hobbyist, a dirt cheap amount to remove the actual hive doesn't, and then if they come back next year because you didn't do it correctly, they didn't bee proof it, guess what, you're going to pay for it over again. So I'm not knocking these guys. There's a lot of beekeepers that love beekeepers, but when it comes to removal for residential and commercial out of a structure, you want a company that has insurance and license. That way you're protected yourself. You don't want to throw your money away or take a chance just because you want to save a few bucks. And we're not the highest and we're not the lowest, but we're fair price. Man, there's a lot of roaches in there, but I think one's crawling up my leg. But once again, this is Mike at Houston Pest Control. Give us a call if you want to estimate. The details are down below in the description of this video. And I'll answer all your questions. Appreciate it. Have a great day.